Reason why Britain declared war on Germany in 1939 explained. On September 3, 1939, the calm of a Sunday morning was shattered across Britain. Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain spoke 6 quiet words that changed history. This country is at war with Germany. But why? Why did Britain finally decide to fight, after years of appeasing Hitler? Today we uncover the political miscalculations, broken promises, and moral decisions that pushed Britain into World War II. After World War I, Britain was weary of conflict. Over 700,000 of its soldiers were dead, and the public vowed never again. Politicians cut military spending, believing peace could be secured through diplomacy. When Hitler rose to power in 1933, many in Britain saw him as a threat, but one that could be managed through negotiation. The painful memory of the Great War shaped every decision to come. Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain believed the best way to preserve peace was appeasement, granting limited concessions to satisfy Hitler's demands. When Germany rearmed in violation of the Treaty of Versailles, Britain protested, but did nothing. When Hitler marched into Austria in 1938, again nothing. Finally, when Hitler demanded part of Czechoslovakia, Chamberlain flew to Munich to negotiate. He returned to London holding a paper promising peace for our time. But it was an illusion. Only 6 months later, Hitler broke his word and invaded the rest of Czechoslovakia. This was no longer about protecting German minorities, it was clear aggression. Chamberlain finally realized that Hitler could not be trusted. Britain began preparing for war and issued a guarantee to defend the next likely target, Poland. In March 1939, Britain and France signed a treaty promising to aid Poland if it was attacked. It was both a moral and strategic move, an attempt to draw a line in Europe. Hitler ignored the warning. He assumed Britain would back down again just as it had before. But this time he miscalculated. At dawn on September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland. Blitzkrieg, lightning war, swept across the countryside. Civilians fled as cities burned. Britain issued an ultimatum. Germany must withdraw its troops or face war. There was no reply. At 11 a.m. on September 3, 1939, Chamberlain spoke from Downing Street. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany. The words echoed through every home, school, and factory in Britain. The nation that had tried so hard to avoid war now faced it once more. Britain declared war for more than treaties, it was a stand for principle. Hitler's aggression threatened not just Poland but all of Europe's freedom. Allowing it to continue would have meant surrendering to tyranny without a fight. The British people rallied together, and soon Winston Churchill's voice would replace Chamberlain's, promising never to give in. Britain's declaration of war marked the beginning of World War II. Within months, bombs would fall on London and Europe would be engulfed in fire. But the decision also showed the world that appeasement had reached its end, and that standing up to aggression was the only way forward. Britain went to war not because it wanted to, but because it had to. When diplomacy failed, conscience took its place. And from that choice, a new world was born.